Starting to get interesting in the promotion race over in the Championship, of course, as Leicester drop points and Ipswich close in to top spot. But what about the race for the playoffs? Who's in, who's out? We're going to take a little look. Today we'll take a look at match number 19, of course, over in the Championship, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, bang up to all things Championship related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We're all here, boys, under one rooski. That's right, drop point there, a massive drop point by Leicester against Sheffield Wednesday. Who'd have thunk it? Of course, as Ipswich close in to top spot. But what about the race for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth? Well, that is wide open, as of course things start to get a little bit spicy in the Championship. We'll get into all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are, of course. And of course, make sure you bang the like, of course. Get the YouTube algorithm working for you, and make sure you subscribe. Whopping 78% of you still are unsubscribed. So let's get into it, of course. Recap the results from the midweek games. Some good ones. There's some good games in there, wasn't there? So, of course, these are them. Of course, Wickham are not in this league. I'm talking about West Brom. West Brom 1-0 winners over Cardiff City. I went with a 2-1 win myself on that one. Coventry with a 1-0 win over Plymouth. I went with a 2-0 win. Middlesbrough 4-0 demolition job of Preston. I went with a 3-1 win on that one. Hull City 4-1 winners over Rotherham United. I went with a 2-0 win as well. QPR monster 4-2 win over Stoke. I did think QPR would get something out of the game, but I didn't think they'd get the win. I think they were a man down with Stoke. So, yeah. Meanwhile, Norwich must be on borrowed time as Wagner 3-2 loss to Watford. I went with a 2-1 win the other way. Huddersfield, big 2-1 win for them. Monster win for them at Stadium Light. I went with a 2-0 win myself for Tony Mowbray's boys. Of course, that is the result of the day right there. Rovers 4-2 winners over Wayne Rooney FC. 2-1 win for me. Southampton with a 1-0 win over Bristol City. That must have been a late goal, or I didn't really pay much attention to that. 3-0 winners for me. Leeds United 3-1 win for Swansea. 2-0 win in my eyes. Wednesday with a big 1-1 draw against Leicester. I went with a 3-0 win the other way. And Ipswich 3-1 winners over Millwall. I went with a 2-1 win as well. So we'll have a look at the Super Route in a second, but let's take a look at the table. Closer look at that table. And, of course, Ipswich are closing in on Leicester, who are top spot. Leeds, of course, dropped points earlier against Rotherham, kind of made up for it last time around. But if they had won that other game, they would be on, 37 points and within striking distance with a reach of getting into top two. Southampton are up there as well. They are also contenders. West Brom and Hull make up the playoffs. Just outside it, though, Rovers creeping on in there as we've leapfrogged Preston off end for the first time in a long, long time. Meanwhile, QPR, Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday going down, but big wins for Huddersfield. Big win for QPR, and it looks like they're going to drag Plymouth and Millwall back into the shitter. But anyway, that's still a lot to be said in the league. And of course, speaking of league, we've got our own Super Brew. Of course, there's the link right here, right now. I'm going to take a wee gander at that one right about now. I'm already ready, guys. I'm already ready for a quick look at it. So here we go. This is it. Hans Worst kicking ass and taking aim. 16.5 points this past week. KP 21, 16 there with Mo up there alongside him. And of course, if you see your name in there, make sure you smash the old likey, smash your subscribe, love chops up there with 15 Zandos as well. Bristol City up there. Vinny Hong, the chasing pack. Farker for life. It's actually level on points with me. I've beaten Frosty, love to see it. Jakob Jakobsen beating him, love it. Jimmy Watton, Ultra Oma Murat, love it. Philly Rovers, love it. So that is that. The overall, that's just this past week, though. The real deal is right here. James Peace FC is running around with it. 195, non-mover. Top dog right here. First 77 is down. I don't get that, how that, if he's a non-mover. Anyway, Vinny Hong's up there in third. Tia B is up in fourth. James Zohar FC is up there in fifth. Frosty down to 6. Of course, I am way down here somewhere, 31 points, but I'm up 2. I am making a move for the top 20, and I'm coming at you this week. It's going to happen this week, okay? So let's get into it, of course. And speaking of those next games, they are coming at you thick and fast. And, of course, we're going to take a look at them right about now then, aren't we? So here we go, recapping those them. Here it is. Oh, the glory starting all off on Friday with Preston against QPR. But we're not going to start there. We're going to start right here over at St Andrews. It's Wayne Rooney FC up against Rotherham. A bit of a zinger right here. Must-win game for both sides. 14 times they have played each other since 2001. 7 wins for Birmingham, 2 for Rotherham, and 5 draws. Biggest win for the Brummies. 2-0 win. They got 22 goals in 14 matches. 1.57 goals a game on average out Birmingham. Up against Rotherham, 2-0 win. Their biggest 15 goals scored in 14 games. 1.07 goals a game on average. Both sides on really shit form. 25% form each right now. Rotherham without a win in 6, 23rd in the table and 12 points on the board. Up against Birmingham, 60th in the table and 22 points on the board, just 1 win in 6, 25% form for them heading into this. Last round, they're over at St Andrews. It was a 2-0 win for the Brummies back in March 2023. But the odds right here, right now, we're looking at Birmingham 5-3 on for the victory. They are red hot favourites, 5-1 is the draw, 14-5 is your draw here. Going to go with a 1-0 win for the Brummies here. Of course, they beat Wednesday. They need to beat these. Beat the teams in and around them, and then they'll be all right. Meanwhile, Bristol City up against Norwich City, coming at you over at Thrashton Gate. That's actually on Sunday, December the 3rd. All eyes on this one. Played each other 19 times in 1998. We've got 6 wins for Bristol City, 10 for Norwich, 3 draws, of course. Biggest win for the Robins, 3-1 win. They got 20 goals scored in 19 games, 1.05 goals a game on average. The Canaries up against the Robins, 3-0 win, their biggest, 28 goals scored in 19 games, 1.47 goals a game on average. 2 wins the last 6 though for Wagner's boys, 33% form for them at the moment, 14th for the table. 23 points on the board. Up against Bristol City, just 1 defeat the last 4. 4 Manning's boys, 42% form for them. They are 12th with 25 points on the board. Last round, though, at Thrashton Gate, in the league, it was a 1-0 win for Bristol City back in February 2023. They've also played each other this season in the EFL Cup at Thrashton Gate. It was a 1-0 win for Norwich. Oh, wow, indeed. So it'll be the second time they played each other. 13-10 is your Bristol City. 11-5 is, of course, your Norwich. And 23-10 is your draw. I'm going big win. I've gone big demolition job here. I don't even know if I've meant that. But I'm going with 3-0 win for Bristol City over Norwich to get the 3 points. Meanwhile, Millwall up against Sunderland over at the Den. Of course, played each other 15 times in 1993. 6 wins for Millwall, 5 wins for Sunderland, 4 draws, of course. Biggest win for Millwall, 2-0 win. They got 17 goals in 15 games, 1.13 goals a game on average. Sunderland, though, 6-0 win. Their biggest, 21 goals scored in 15 games, 1.40 goals a game at the moment. Meanwhile, Mowbray's boys, 42% form for them right now. Back-to-back defeats. They're at 11th, 26 points on the board. Against Millwall, who are 19th with 20 points on the board. 25% form for them right now. Just 1 win in 6. I fear for Millwall under Joe Edwards. I don't think it's a great appointment. He got off to a fantastic start. He needs to get results, especially at home. Otherwise, that fan base will turn quickly. Meanwhile, Mowbray, I think, is also scrapping a little bit for his job at the moment. And, of course, the playoff stuff last season gave him a bit of an extra life. So I think they need to turn it around and fast. Anyway, last round at the Den, it was a 1-1 draw back in February 2023. Sunderland, though, unbeaten against Millwall over the last 4, picking up 3 draws and a win. The odds here for this one, though, Millwall 2-1 for the victory, 23-10 is the draw, 11-8 is, of course, your Sunderland here. I'm backing a 2-0 win for Mowbray's boys to get it back. Millwall in trouble, really. Southampton against Cardiff. This could be a zinger over at St Mary's. Of course, played each other, according to my eyes, around about 15 times, done 5 wins for Southampton, 8 for Cardiff, and 2 draws. Biggest win for the Saints, 4-0 win. They got 19 goals in 15 games, 1.27 goals a game on average. Cardiff, of course, 2-1 win. Their biggest, 17 goals scored in 15 games, 1.13 goals a game on average. 58% form are Cardiff at the moment. Just 1 win though in the last 4, 9th in the table, and 27 points on the board. Up against the Saints, 83% form for them right now, winning 4 of the last 5, 4th in the table, and 34 points on the board at the moment. Last round, though, over at St Mary's, it was a 2-1 win for Cardiff back in February 2019 when both of these two sides were in the Prem de la Prem. But the odds right here, right now, we're looking at Southampton, 5-3 on for the victory. They are red hot favourites, 3-1 is draw. 9-2 is, of course, your Cardiff. Going to be a home win here. Comfortable 3-1 win for them. On the road, Hull City against Watford. Another zinger chicken dinner over at the KCOM. Now, these two sides, or the MKM Stadium, whatever. They've just 17 times done 5 and 8 wins for Hull, 5 for Watford, 4 draws, of course. Biggest win for Hull, 4-1 win. They got 22 goals in 17 games, 1.29 goals a game on average. Meanwhile, Watford, for what we're looking at, 1-0 win, their biggest, 13 goals scored in 17 games, 0.76 goals a game on average. 67% form are Watford at the moment, just 1 defeat past 6. They are 13th with 24 points on the board. Up against Hull, who are in the playoffs, 75% form for them right now, winning 4 of the last 6 games, 30 points right now. Last round over in Hull, it was a 1-0 win for Hull, who haven't lost against Watford in the last 3. In fact, they haven't conceded a goal against them in the last 3. But the odds here for this one, Hull, 11-10 for the victory, 13-5 is your draw, 23-10 is your Watford here. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Hull. They could be the real deal here. They've got some really exciting players. That Philogene guy has been ripping it up. They've got Scotty Twine, of course, on loan. They've got a lot of goal scoring potential. So they've got the goals in them. But Watford will pose a threat this week. Ipswich Town against Coventry. This is also a cracker, isn't it? Ipswich red hot and Coventry with some momentum, finally, at long last. This one over at Portman Road. Played each other 30 times in 1984. 14 wins to Ipswich, 8 wins to Coventry, and 8 draws, of course. Ipswich, 50% form for them. We'll talk about that in a minute. 3-0 win, their biggest, over Coventry. 49 goals scored in 30 games, games, 1.63 goals a game on average. Coventry, their biggest win, 2-0 win. They got 38 goals in 30 matches, 1.27 goals a game heading into this. Let's go back to Ipswich, 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. They are second with 42 points on the board. Up against Coventry, unbeaten now in the last 3, 42% form for them over the last 6. They are 15th with 22 points on the board as well. Last time around, over at Portman Road, it was a 1-0 win for Coventry, who were unbeaten against Ipswich over the last 4, picking up a couple of wins and a couple of draws. However, the home side hasn't won this game in the last 5. The last time the home side won was when Ipswich beat Coventry back in September 2011. 3-0 it was over at Portman Road. The odds right here, right now, we're looking at Ipswich 11-8 on for the victory, 14-5 is your 15-4 is your away win. I got goals in this one, 3-2 in it. It might even end up all square here. I think there's going to be a lot of goals, a lot of drama. And if I wasn't watching my own game, I'd be watching this game. That's right. Meanwhile, Leeds United gets another one. Wow, we were Leeds United up against Middlesbrough coming at you at Ellen Road. Now these two sides, again, heavyweights in this division. Played each other 34 times in 1995. 14 wins for Leeds, 7 wins for Middlesbrough, and 13 draws. Biggest win for Leeds. 4-0 win. They got 38 goals in 34 matches, 1.12 goals a game on average. Borough, though, 3-0 win. Their biggest, 31 goals scored in 34 matches, 0.91 goals a game. Borough, though, 58% form for them right now. Just one defeat to the last 5. They are 10th with 27 points on the board. Up against Leeds United on 75% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 5. They are 3rd with 35 points on the board as well. Last time around, though, over at Ellen Road, it was a 4-0 win for Leeds, who had not lost against Borough in the last 4, picking up a couple of wins. They did the double over Borough last season, back-to-back clean sheets as well. The odds here, 4-3 on as your Leeds. They are favoured here. 3-1 is your draw. 10-3 is, of course, your Borough. I'm backing Goalfest here, 2-2 in the another thriller out Ellen Road, but nobody really taking full advantage. Plymouth against Stoke, who I think are also in a bit of crisis with Alex Neil. Played each other 8 times, done 4. We got 1 win for Plymouth, 2 for Stoke, 5 draws at the moment. Plymouth, though, 2-1 win, their biggest, scoring 8 goals in those 8 games. You could do the math on that one. Meanwhile, Stoke, 2-0 win, their biggest, scoring 10 goals in those 8 games, 1.25 goals a game on average. 50% form for Stoke at the moment, however, without a win in 4. They are 17th at the table, 21 points on the board. Up against Plymouth, 42% form for them right now, 20th in the table, 19 points right now. What we're looking at, 2 wins at the last 6. Last round at Plymouth, it was a 2-2 draw back in December 2007. Wow. Stoke, though, unbeaten against Plymouth over the last 5. However, just 1 win in 5. There's a lot of draws between these two sides. Of course, that might be a little bit of a segue into what I'm going for here, but it might not be. 9-5 is your Plymouth here. 31-20 is your Stoke. 23-10 is, of course, your draw. I'm backing a Plymouth victory here. 2-0 win for them. Back to winning ways. They need to keep their home form in tip-top shape. Preston off ending against QPR, of course. Can QPR rise above it? That's actually on Friday night, the 1st of December. Open up your chocolate door on this bad boy at Deepdale. 32 times they played each other since the year 2000. 14 wins for Preston, 8 wins for QPR, and we've got 10 draws as well. Biggest win for Preston, 5-0 win. They got 45 goals in 32 matches, 1.41 goals a game. QPR, though, 4-0 win. Their biggest, 35 goals scored in 32 matches, 1.09 goals a game at the moment. Of course, 33% form for QPR at the minute. However, just 1 defeat past 4. They are 22nd with 13 points on the board. Up against Preston, 2 wins the last 6 games, 42% form for them. Back-to-back defeats, though, heading into this. They are in 8th with 28 points on the board. Up against, last time around at Deepdale, it was a 1-0 win for QPR back in December 2022. But the odds right here right now, we're looking at Preston 11-10 for the victory, 13-5 is QPR, 12-5 is the draw here. I'd love to see an away win, but I think Preston get back to winning ways here. 2-0 win for them over at Deepdale. Meanwhile, the game of the day, I'll be there behind the camera right here, right now. In fact, is this? No, I've got one more. I've got one more game behind the camera this calendar year. Then the next of them, I'm going to be in smelling the grass, as Mowbray would say. Not smoking the grass, smelling the grass. Meanwhile, Sheffield Wednesday against Blackburn Rovers at Hillsborough. Played each other 32 times since 1993. 10 wins for Wednesday, 13 wins for Rovers. 9 draws, of course. Biggest win for Wednesday. 4-1 win. They got 45 goals in 32 matches. 1.41 goals a game on average. Rovers, though, 5-0 win. Their biggest, scoring 59 goals in 32 games. 1.84 goals a game on average. 50% form. Our Rovers are now winning 3 of the last 4. 7th in the table and 28 points on the board. Up against Wednesday, 24th in the table, 7 points on the board. 1 win in the last 6 games. 25% form for them heading into this. But they did pick up a monster point against Leicester, which, of course, has given me some concern. Last time around, though, at Hillsborough, it was a 1-0 win for Wednesday. Of course, that was back in April 2021 in the Championship. Meanwhile, the odds for this one, Wednesday, 21-10 for the victory, 13-10 is your Rovers, 12-5 is your draw. Rovers may be favoured here, but it's a banana skin right here, right now. Going to go with a squeaky 1-0 win. Not our finest performance, but hopefully enough to get the 3 points and keep us moving in the right direction. Swansea against Huddersfield Town, of course, coming at you over in the Liberty. Played each other 18 times, done 3, 6 wins for Swansea, 7 wins for Huddersfield, and 5 draws. Biggest win for the Welsh, 3-1 win, scoring 20 goals in 18 matches, 1.11 goals a game on average. Huddersfield, 4-1 win, their biggest, scoring 23 goals in 18 matches, 1.28 goals a game. 33% form for Huddersfield right now, just 1 defeat the past 4. They are 21st with 19 points on the board. Up against Swansea, 1 win in 6, 33% form for them right now. They are 18th for the table and 20 points on the board. Last time around in Wales, it was a 1-0 win for Swansea, who are unbeaten against Huddersfield over the last 4, picking up a couple of wins and a couple of draws. The odds here, though, Swansea 11-10 on for the victory, 12-5 is the draw, 16-5 is your away win. That is, of course, Huddersfield Town. 2-1 win for the Welsh, taking the 3 points, and, of course, moving the chains. West Bromwich Albion against Leicester, again, all on its own. Early kickoff on a Saturday at the Hawthorns. Played to 22 times in 1994. 8 wins for West Brom, 11 wins for Leicester, 3 draws, of course, biggest win for the Baggies. 4-1 win. They got 40 goals in those 22 games, 1.82 goals a game on average. Meanwhile, Leicester, 3-0 win, their biggest score, 47 goals in 22 matches, 2.14 goals a game. Leicester on 58% form for them right now, just 1 win in 4, though. They are top of the table with 43 points on the board. Up against West Brom, 5 wins the last 6 games. They are the team to avoid, 5th of the table and 32 points on the board as well. Last time around, at the Hawthorns, it was a 3-0 win for Leicester, who have won the last, well, unbeaten against West Brom over the last 6, picking up 5 wins of some sorts and a draw as well. The bookies odds for this one: West Brom 90-10 for the victory, 29-20 is your Leicester, 23-10 is your draw. I'm going big on this one. I'm going big. I'm backing the host here. 3-1 win to really, really shake up the promotion race and, of course, give West Brom a big old boost themselves. That's, of course, my picks right here, right now, and this is what the table will look like. Not much a change, really. Ipswich will leapfrog Leicester to go top of the dogs there. Southampton closing in on Leicester after a shitty defeat, and, of course, making that the transition from the Christmas period into the New Year period is going to be very, very interesting, because I think Leicester could finally, and Ipswich, I still believe Ipswich are going to choke. So we don't know. I don't think it's as plain Jane as we had imagined right now. But anyway, going down, QPR, Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday. Rovers still in 7th. But that's a black screen right there. This is me, of course. Make sure you bang the old subscribe, bang the old thumbs up, bang the little bell. Well, of course, non-stop shop continues here for the Championship as we enter the Christmas period. But until then, subscribe, thumbs up, and of course, catch you later for the next one.